South Africans, how far? Nigerians must leave. They must go to where they belong. You see that voice of Ghanaians that Iran has been begging us for? We are going to give you that voice for free. We are going to be on your matter. We are going to help you. We are going to talk on your behalf and fight for you. You people should make sure you give us all the details, and we are going to support and help you to drag those people out of the country. It is time Nigerians go back to Nigeria to fix their country. It is time for them to go back and fix what belongs to them and stop meddling in people's issues. It is time for them to go back and leave us alone. Because as of now, all African countries, we don't want to have anything to do with Nigerians. So Nigerians, it is time for you to pack your bags and go back to where you belong. Go back to that zoo you people crawled out from. Since you don't want to learn sense in other people's countries, since you don't want to learn sense in other people's homes, you have to go back. Go back for training. Go and learn. Go and let them train you as a newborn baby. When you finish acquiring the sense, then you come back, okay? You come back and come and visit us. We will still check you before we accept you. Cute.
Y'all, South Africa has a new king, and he's Nigerian. The king of the Eastern Cape section in South Africa. Now, these South Africans are pissed because what really happened was you had a community of Nigerians come from Nigeria to Eastern Cape where they had this crowning celebration of their king. So all the Nigerians that was already in South Africa came far as from Johannesburg, all throughout South Africa to this celebration to celebrate their new king. But one thing that they failed to realize is that you're under somebody else's government. You didn't have nothing to do with the establishment of South Africa. You didn't lay the foundation. You didn't make none of the laws. You just came over there in South Africa and announced your own king. Like, how come you couldn't buy a plot of land in Nigeria and have your community over there? So that's the concerns or the complaints of the South Africans. Now, they did this. Nigerians they tried to pull this off in Ghana when they had their little igbo community, and the people of Ghana was like, no, we're not having this. You can't have a king over, under a government that's already established. So they took it to the streets. Right now, South Africans are just talking about it. They're just pissed, and they said this possibly could lead to bloodshed. I don't know if they're gonna take it that far. This is all speculation, but yeah, the Eastern Cape has a new Nigerian king.
The coronation of that Nigerian chief undermines South African sovereignty because it completely disregards existing authority.
Welcome to South Africa, where this is okay, but this is wrong. Now you're probably wondering, why is this allowed, but this is not allowed? It's because the people who live in this community are white, and the people who live in this community are black, but they're not just black, they are Africans. A small Nigerian community has elected their own community leader, and this is somehow an attack on South African sovereignty. But the people from this community literally sent people to the USA to lie about our country and influence the biggest military in the world to get involved with our domestic issues. Our president even had to go to the White House to explain himself like a child. Do you know how embarrassing that was? But a community leader with no political power whatsoever. That's what makes you angry. I'm here to remind you that there's a town in South Africa called Orania. It is a whites-only community in the Northern Cape. Black people are not welcomed there. It operates as its own self-governing community with its own currency and its own governance structures and a deliberate policy of racial exclusion. Those guys even have weapons, which should show you that they are ready to fight. The Igbo people in the Eastern Cape do not even have weapons to protect themselves against potential xenophobic attacks.
South Africa's efforts to fight and to protect this nation are always downplayed and they're always undermined, because when Orania was made, black South Africans gave that one so much pushback. The EFF fought for its abolition through protests and even sending memoranda to the government requesting it be abolished. Action SA also condemned it. This man said South Africans have some nerve being upset over the Nigerian king, but then we think that Orania is okay. I'm quoting him. He said black South Africans think that Orania is okay. In my first video, I said that it's okay to want to create community. It's okay to want to have a community leader, but work hand in hand with the locals and follow the laws when doing it. I didn't invalidate a need for people to feel community or to have a community leader. I argued that local customs should be respected, and that man summarized everything I said in my video to xenophobia. Yeah. Chalking up people asking for basic respect to xenophobia is actually crying wolf because it minimizes the severity of actual xenophobic violence. His video dismisses traditional leadership and he doesn't even realize it, because when people are saying, hey, if you're gonna call yourself a chief or a king, it would be great to speak to the locals about it. He's basically invalidating traditional leaders without even realizing it. And it's funny that he calls himself the voice of South Africa, yet he's so misaligned with the very South Africans he claims he speaks for. There are countless South Africans in his comments telling him that, hey, both Orania and the Nigerian king's coronation are wrong, and that those two things aren't comparable. But guess what? Their comments are met with cheeky responses from him. And when you actually look at who's in agreement with him in his comments, it's Nigerian foreign nationals.
Now, let's talk about Ubuntu. Everyone has been singing the word Ubuntu, Ubuntu, Ubuntu. And because it is a language that is in South African, everybody now think that Ubuntu should be the responsibility of South Africans alone. No. There will not be war today in this country if every foreign migrant understand the meaning and the responsibility of this Ubuntu. It's a mutual respect. It's a huge responsibility, not only on the host country alone, but every African migrant, European migrant that are in that country. And the people that the owners rest on to promote that respect, that mutual respect, that Ubuntu, is not even the people from the host country, but the visitors in that host country. Respect is in two ways. If you believe in Ubuntu, you will not commit crime in a country that has accepted you as a visitor. If you believe in humanity, you will not commit crime against them. So I started my movement. The people that are condemning me today, I don't know where they were when I started this movement of promoting peace in Africa, one Africa, and it was going well until Nigerians and Zimbabwe, they undermined the entire process by throwing insult, negative comments. And there's something we need to understand. It is easy to achieve peace. It is easy to achieve mutual respect when there is calmness. But immediately there is war, peace becomes very expensive. And the only currency that can buy peace is bloodshed. That is why I started this campaign, and instead of me being applauded by other African nationals, rather what we received was backlash. Now let's talk about solidarity. South Africans have been fighting and fighting alone. During apartheid, they fought alone in their country. The only things that we did from our own side is to just, give support. Maybe with document, with material things here and there, little. Every country just, give their little support. But the real people that was in the line of war, the people that was in the line of fire, were South Africans in their own country, being killed, escaping bullets. But today, every Africa is in that same country fighting for rights. They even have what they call Human Rights Commission, fighting for the right of migrants. Is this not crazy? This is very crazy. Because in the country that we are coming from, we have no Human Rights Commission fighting for our own rights in that country. But funny enough, there is a Human Rights Commission in South Africa that is fighting for the right of migrants. Is that not crazy? The same people that fought, that suffered, went through apartheid, went through oppression, fought for the liberation of their country. Now it is time for them to enjoy their country. You now come with a Human Rights Commission to enforce the right of migrants in that same country. And I came up with another campaign to lecture Africa that we have no right in South Africa, that what we enjoy in South Africa should be deemed as privileged and not right. And if we stick to that mentality, there won't be war. The war that has happened today now, that war would have been averted. Now, instead of Africans to applaud me and take my advice, they throw it back at my face and started protesting in another man's country. Now war has broken out now. Let them go out now and protest. When Nigerians, when they release a particular video undermining the Zulu clan, I made an appeal to the Zulu community to let them know that I respect them, I fear them. To apologize on that video, what did many Nigerians came after me? They called me Aslika, they called me cowards. But war has broken out today. Where are the people that are labeling me cowards? They are nowhere to be found. Come out and fight. You said you can protest. You say Africa is your country. You say you've got right here. I am inviting you people to come out and protest. Where are you? Nowhere to be found. When a Nigerian made a video insulting South African men, insulting the late Nelson Mandela, insulting South African women, insult the country, and saying that he wished that the country goes back to slavery, I came out to make a video to apologize on behalf of my people, to beg the South African men, and then again they came after me. They called me hypocrite, they called me Aslika. They said I should allow the South African men to fight for themselves. I fancy this country too much. The South African men now are up, ready to fight for themselves, and the same nations are crying. Why are you not promoting peace? I have promoted peace. I have tried to advocate for peace, but each time I do, it's either my life is being threatened, it's either I've been insulted, it's either I've been body shamed, I have been called names. So right now, I think that what is happening right now, God wants it to happen. Because people only appreciate the importance of peace when there is war. So this war that is happening, it needs to happen. God is allowing it to happen so that when we get another chance to live with these people, if we get another chance to live with them, we'll be able to come together and speak to ourselves. We'll stop undermining these people. We'll realize that quietness is not cowardice. So this war needs to happen. Because for you to get some certain kind of peace, war needs to happen. We need to be accountable. We need to, you see, this is the time for accountability. Foreign nationals have been committing crime in this country against South Africans. And these people have been quiet for years.